What's up, everyone? Andrew here with Astro Trends. If you're new to the channel, what we do is combine astrological forecasting with traditional trend analysis to speculate on price movements in crypto and stock markets. So taking a look at GameStop here, we did fall below a key support trend line that we've been adhering to for a couple months. Really only 2 touches on it in the past, so it wasn't a fully confirmed trend line, but it did form a target that we wanted to stay above, but not all that important or not exactly a key line to stay above. Though it would have been nice to have bounced off of it, and pushed above these moving averages. But that is the move I am looking to see in the short term at this point. We want to get back above the 920 and 50 here, and just to see more upward price movement. These vertical lines here are targets that we've dropped in the past to targets where we expect to see upward price movement evident, where we might be testing these previous highs, local highs back here. So we'll jump into the astrology in a minute here. See if there's anything else to take a look at. If we do lose support here and continue to move down, we're going to want to look for support in this zone here. In this zone right here, because we have lots of previous price resistance and support through here. This is the daily chart. You can see we bounced around in here. So we should have plenty of support down here. But ideally, we want to move back above this line. We'll be looking for that move tomorrow. And that could also coincide if we get some momentum behind it in the next couple of days with a move above these moving averages, which is key to see a reversal here from this downtrend. We've been moving mostly sideways here, but it has been ultimately a downtrend since June 8th. So let's take a look at the astrology and see what that has to tell us. Okay, so looking at July 7th here, just past 12 a.m. So we have market open in about 9 hours. We did have the moon pass over Saturn today, or this past day, on the 6th, which is bearish. Good to see that there's a clear daily indicator here for a down day, as we had today, having lost that trend line support, or at least in the short term. Another configuration I wanted to draw attention to is Venus and Mars down here in Leo, conjunct, both transiting, not conjunct a natal point. But this is an intense position for Venus. Mars is a more volatile, brings more intense energy than Venus is really comfortable with. So as you can imagine, Venus and Mars kind of like oil and water down here together. Though they do play off one another in a sense, but it can be challenging for them to be together. Transiting square to Taurus and transiting Uranus. But as far as GameStop natal points, they fall, I noticed today, directly in between the Mars-Saturn midpoint, which can be a bearish zone the same way that the Sun and Venus midpoint can be a bullish zone. So these two falling right in between Mars and Saturn could be contributing to that downward trend and that loss of local support that we were hoping to bounce off of. We also have the other long-term indicators we've been tracking: Jupiter conjunct Venus, though it's moving retrograde. We've got Saturn passing over Neptune, also retrograde. We have Mercury down here transiting Gemini. That's been retrograde. It's now moving forward, but it's not completely out of its retrograde phase. So in the near term, we've got the moon transiting over Jupiter in 2 days. Might see some good bullish price action off of that even tomorrow as it approaches that conjunction. Meanwhile, it's also separating not just from that conjunction to Saturn, but it's also passing over an opposition to Pluto at 17 degrees. So by market open, it will be passing over just as the market opens. So we might see something like a quick drop in the morning, those first 30 minutes of volatile market activity. And then over the day, we might see, we'll probably find support if we do see that big dip in the morning, and hopefully just move upward from there, maybe battle some resistance throughout the rest of the day. Until the 9th, when we're passed over Jupiter, the 8th and 9th. Meanwhile, in the midterm, we have Venus and Mars approaching in opposition to the Sun-Venus midpoint, which I expect us to be much more bullish at this point. At the same time, Mercury conjuncts Jupiter, and the Sun is moving into an opposition with Mercury. So this gets into the territory over here where we've dropped these verticals. So in the near to midterm, we want to get above these moving averages. We want to see a nice recovery in the next 2 to 3 days, find our support down here, see if we don't just move right back above this trend line. If we make a big dip tomorrow or the day after, I think if we see a bigger dip, it'll be tomorrow. We want to find support in this zone down here to see that upward price action later on. And our big targets are still between the 9th and the 12th of July, so not really very far off. We should start to see some good upward movement by Friday or Monday. If we're not seeing anything by then, I think the 17th is definitely a date to be looking out for, in that range of a couple days around the 17th. I'm going to drop a vertical there. That must be a Saturday. If we don't see upward movement by the 16th, I'm going to be more concerned about the midterm, and I'll be looking much further down the road for some good price action, because we should have something evident by then. So these are our targets coming up this month, and this is our support zone. It'd be nice to just jump back above these moving averages here, at least hold on to this trend line in the short term. So look out for those. Look out for our updates. Not financial advice, of course, but if you enjoyed this video, give a like and subscribe, and look out for our future updates.